putting the past where it belongs. When it comes to the past, we've all been there. We're caught up in negative loops of replaying past hurts, regrets, and disappointments. But we always need to remember that the past is the past, and that's exactly where it belongs. It is very important to move forward and learn to be present in our lives. Yes, I've said that correctly. We need to learn today to be present in our lives. Our monkey mind tends to jump around and go to two places. It either goes to the future, and our future is imagination, or it goes to our past and remembers, again, negative loops of past hurts, regrets, and disappointments. That was then, this is now. It is important many times to recognize that life really takes place in the present, in the moment, and only in the here and now. The past are just our memories of experiences, of hurts, of events. And the future is simply our imagination. You can imagine and manifest whatever you want to bring to yourself in your imagination. However, many times we tend to imagine worst case scenarios, forecast, worries, and regret oftentimes negative memories from the past and hope dearly that we don't repeat them in our future. Every day, we are creating our life stories. We are creating new memories. Life is just a series of experiences, and we need to learn a little bit to live in the here and now as a practice. Why do we spend so much time in our heads? It's the fabric of being human, but many times we also are in a practice of becoming a human doer than a human being. In the here and now, you have the opportunity to be. In the present moment, your senses are involved. You are connected to the here and now, and you allow yourself to be in a place where you experience, do, and be. Learning to get a moment out of our heads to really connect to the present moment is a practice. When we were children, we did it naturally, but then over the years as we have grown, we've learned to program ourselves to live more and more in our minds. And many times our minds go to negative events as a part of just being human. You have good days, bad days. You have good thoughts, you have negative thoughts. It's important for you to start recognizing, do I ruminate and stay stuck and replay the past or negativity more than allowing myself to reframe, reconceptualize, and allow myself to move past negatives to being more positive? You know, there's an upside to memory lane. When we go into our mind and take a trip down memory lane, we relive and recall positive memories. It's important to do that once in a while. It shows us where we have grown, how far we have come, and it also acknowledges on a gratitude front all the people that have been around to support and help us. Good memories give us strength, and they show us how far we have grown for us to sometimes appreciate ourselves better. They come and go, and many times positive memories don't disturb us. Many times negative memories disturb us. They tend to be causing us unease and uncomfortable feelings. The downside of memory is that we sometimes think about hurtful experiences and relive them in the here and now. People suffering from PTSD, we often suffer sudden, intrusive, and deeply upsetting memories, flashbacks, or nightmares. With depression and anxiety, many times we tend to regret and think about, I should have done this, I could have done that. And we remember and relive negative memories, but sometimes we forget to focus on, amongst the negative, there were some positives. Every time that your mind goes to the negative, remind yourself that in those situations and in those times, you did have a skill set that was positive around. You did have supports. You did have some good moments amongst the bad. Many times it's hard to focus on positives when we go into a downward spiral with negatives. Here and now is really our focus. We need to train ourselves more and more to live in the here and now. Realize the past is over and done, and you can leave it in the past and work through things that still feel stuck. And in the future, it hasn't happened yet. It's your imagination. So let's start trying really, really hard to manifest, an imagination of thinking about positive things coming to you. No matter how painful or harmful your past is, here and now it doesn't affect you until you bring in those thoughts to remind yourself and ruminate and stay stuck on them. We need to realize what done is done, and we can learn to draw a line between our past and our present by living authentically in full awareness in the here and now. Living in awareness means living in your moment with all senses, groundedness, and connection to the here and now. Learn to be aware of your thoughts and feelings. Try to recognize if you can free yourself of negative beliefs, stories, and experiences that don't support and sustain you. Learn to be in your higher and best. Learn to be a better version of you by seeing the value of seeing good amongst the bad, not just focusing on fearful things of self-doubt through negative memories and hurts. We can set ourselves free from some labels, thoughts, values, restrictions, and conditions that drain our energy. Many times we are in low self-esteem because we do self-depreciate, we do self-dislike, and many times those come from past hurtful memories. Stop personalizing situations from the past, and let's look at the here and now and look at how we can evolve to be a better version of us. Allow yourself to be you, the true you, the one that recognizes the good amongst the bad. There is so much suffering caused by interpretations of negative experiences, and then we place rigid conditions on ourselves. It's time for us to all pause and reflect. Are we living in our highest and best? Am I living in the here and now? Or am I spending a lot of time going backwards and forwards, and many times also putting negative labels and thoughts to that? We can put our old concepts of who we needed to be loved and valued behind us in the past. Reinvent yourself now. Realize that you are loved and you are valued as you are. You're worthy of love just the way you are. Nobody's placing conditions on you. You're placing conditions on yourself. No one's really noticing your life. You are witnessing and noticing your life. It is important not to be focused on the negatives, our fears, self-doubts, and ruminations, but let's learn how to have positive self-talk. Our ego many times separates us, rejects, denies, projects, blames, and represses. We blame ourselves for things that are not necessarily our fault. It is important for us to realize that we are more than our thoughts, our failures, self-doubt, and fears. Let's decide to bring in love and compassion right now, not only for others, but for ourselves too. Take a moment now in this mindful moment, and let's breathe and meditate on the here and now. Here and now, I would like to welcome you to connect to your senses as we just inhale and exhale and breathe and allow ourselves to connect to the moment. And if your mind wanders to the past, gently bring it back. If your mind wanders to the future, gently bring it back to the moment. Here and now is where I'd like you to be. Here and now is what brings you joy, connection. When you're in the present moment, you lose the concept of time and space and are simply being, then turning into a human doer. Let's become a human being for a few minutes and connect to our senses and connect to the here and now and lose the concept of time and space by just breathing until I bring you back. Take a deep breath in and exhale. Another deep breath in and exhale. Connecting to your body, connecting to your senses. Allow your breathing to get deeper and deeper. Feel your body and allow yourself to have this mindful moment. And let's meditate for a minute. Remember, if your mind wanders, gently welcome it back with compassion and kindness. Our minds are meant to wander. We're just gently supposed to bring it back and start connecting with your breath again. As I welcome you back, realize what's happened in the past, no matter how painful or traumatic. It no longer has power over you in the here and now, and that you can connect to the here and now. Forgive yourself for letting your past overshadow your present. Let go of the self-criticism that you've reinforced day after day. Let's face situations that we have personalized and work through them. Let's have more love and compassion for sufferings in the past that have impacted your today. But today, how can I be a better version of me? That's really what the focus is about. Right now. Focus on the right now. The future begins today. Let's focus on putting your memories where they belong in the past. Practice the pause whenever you can, and when you find yourself stuck, reliving past hurts or ruminating over past painful events and failures, bring yourself back into the present. Let's practice the STOP method. STOP stands for stop what you are doing. Take a deep breath and connect to your senses and ground yourself. Observe yourself in the present, in the moment. Proceed with your day to the next moment. Reflect on your here and now, and throughout the day, I challenge and welcome you to try to practice bringing yourself back to the here and now when your mind tends to wander to the future or the past. And let's go back to always remembering here and now is real.